Hey guys, welcome back and happy Friday. Um, John here again with another Sudoku. And this is a, fiendish puzzle. That's how it's ranked here on this site that I use. So without further ado, I guess we'll start calling it Fiendish Friday. I guess. I don't know. Hell. So let's go ahead and start this puzzle and see what we are in store for. Um, like I said, being that it's Friday, this will be the hardest puzzle of the week. And hopefully we get through it. I'm trying to keep these under these fiendish ones, especially under 20 minutes, but sometimes you do get stuck and there's just not much to go on there, unfortunately. So we'll see what happens. If this thing will ever stop spinning, the website is taking a long time to update, but oh, not a lot of numbers here. I can tell just instantaneously. One thing I'm going to start looking for is this middle box here on these fiendish puzzles. Since this is the intersection of all the boxes, I'm going to try to look for places that have every number but one. Um, and I think there is a place in this box instantly that I see this cell here touches 1, 2, 3, no 4, but 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I know that that cell right there is a 4. And it doesn't really help us now, but it will help us later. Well, it does help us actually because this 5 here and this 5 here mean that those can't be 5s and that that's a 5. And then what does that mean that we're missing? Now this 7 means that can't be a 7, so that's the 7 and that's the 9. So oftentimes I'll just start taking off on these Sudokus and um, I need to stop and really try to look for that a little more often, I think. So that's a technique that I would highly recommend before you just start aimlessly marking stuff. So let's see what else. On this row here, we're missing 3 cells. What are we missing? 3, 6, 8. Well, there's a 6, 8 there, so we know that has to be the 3, and then these will be a 6, 8 pair. It's things like that that if you can get early on, I feel like they really help with the puzzle. So what about this column here? We're missing 3 cells again. What are we missing? Looks like 2, 3, 8. Well, there's an 8 and there's an 8. So yeah, that means that's an 8. So that means these two are going to be a 2, 3 pair. Anything else? Any other boxes, rows, columns that have 6 in it only? I don't see anything. So let's just continue on with our normal marking then at this point. So we'll just start with ones. And because of that, I know that must be a 1. I think that's all we're going to get for there. I'm looking for anything in a box, row, or column that has only 2 areas where a 1 could go. And that's all I see. Anything with 2s? Yeah. Oh, okay. No, not really. Not really. Anything with 3s? Well, we know a 3 must live on the top over there. Anything with 4s? Not really. There's actually not a lot of numbers in this puzzle, so it might be tough. Even though we got a good start with what we found right off the bat, I think it's going to be a tough puzzle. Um, that's going to be it for 5s. 6s, okay, we know a 6 must be there, and that must be a 5, since a 5 could only be there or there, and that was a 6. So 5, 6s, anything else with 6s? Not really that I see. Well, actually, those two must be a 6. And anything else? Not really. Okay, 7s. Anything with the 7s? Yep, we know a 7 must live on the left there, and that means that a 7 is going to be in the middle up there. And then 8s. Anything with the 8s? Yeah, we know 8s must live on the left there, in the middle here. Not much else with 8s. And then 9s, there we go. We know 9s, and that gives us an 8-9 pair there. That might come in handy. Um, anything else with 9s? Not really. So let's find some cells like this one here. Where can a 1 go in this box? We know these 3 cells are accounted for. There can be no other, nothing else marked there. So we know that a 1 must go in one of those three. What about a 2? A 2 could live there. A 3. Okay, so we know the 3's got to be on top there because these cannot be 3's, and this 3 clears that middle row. So 3, 3. Does that help us anywhere else? Across, not really. Okay, 4's. 4's can go anywhere. 5, 6, 7's. Okay, we know 7's live right down the middle, and then 8, 9 are accounted for. So we didn't learn much, but we did learn where the 3's go there. So 3's up, 3's over. Doesn't really help us, at least right now. So anyways, okay, let's continue on here. 1, 2, 4, 7 are what we're missing here, and there's a 7 here. So we might as well just label that 1, 2, 4 just to continue on with that entire column there. Sometimes I'll do that. Some people don't like to mark as much as I do, but I really get to a point where it's really all I got, unfortunately. So let's see, what else? Anything else jump out at us? I don't see any that have 5 or 6 that we can start ruling things out of. This is going to be a toughie puzzle here. So now I think we are relegated to marking stuff. What about, yeah, we got to start marking. So let's just start doing that. Ones, let's just see anywhere where the ones can live in each box. Okay, I think ones are done. Twos, let's go on to twos. Okay, twos can be there. Sometimes something will jump out at you when you're just doing this, and you'll realize, oh, I can totally rule out twos here or whatever. Um, Sometimes not. Sometimes you're just as equally as stuck as you were before you started labeling. But one thing I want to check here is if there's any sort of empty rectangle or, okay, threes. Threes can be pretty much anywhere there, anywhere on the side there. We know where they are on top, so they can be there, there, or anywhere here. Okay, anything jump out at us here pattern-wise? Not really. Okay, let's move on to fours. Holy crap, there are like no fours, are there? Fours. They can live there, there, or there. Okay, let's see. Anything with fours jump out at us. Nothing immediately, so we'll have to continue on with the fives. Again, this is just my strategy. I'm not an expert Sudoku solver. Oh, look at fives here. 5, 5, 5 rules out all of those squares, so that means that's a 5. And which means those are 5s. Okay, so I missed 5. Now we have a box that has 5 here. What are we missing? 2, 3, 4, 9. Is there anywhere? There's a 3. This 4 and that 3 make that a 2 or a 9. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 9. So 9s can go only on the bottom here, which means they can only go on the top there. But what I was going to say is I'm not an expert solver, so I just have to do brute strength attacks every once in a while when I get lost, you know. So it's hard to, um, sometimes I just have to start um, marking cells, marking rows, marking columns, marking boxes. So it's, other people might have different strategies at that point, but I do not. I'm just an amateur's amateur. Okay, well, I do see something here though. Let's just make sure we're all correct. Okay, this here, these two sixes, let me highlight them. They're the only sixes in that entire row. They're the only sixes in that entire row. Let's mark a different color. We'll mark blue. Okay, so that means that a 6 has to be here or here, or here or here. But either way, one of these two squares is 6s, so that cannot be a 6. And one of these two is a 6, so that and that cannot be 6s. So that's how that works. That's kind of it's called an X-wing. And it's pretty common, but it's very, very helpful in solving these puzzles, though. So that was an X-wing, and now we have this big, huge X-wing like that. Um, okay, so let's go to sevens, see where we are with that. Not much help with the sevens, but again, we're just marking down stuff that we see. Sevens have to live there. That's one that I missed. Sevens. Okay, anything with sevens jump out at us? Just kind of cursory looking through. Not really. Okay, let's go eights. That's still highlighted blue for some reason. Eights, eights, and these two can be eights. Okay, anything with the eights. Is that the only place an eight can go? Yeah. This eight means those three can't be eight, and that eight means that can't be an eight. So that has to be an eight, which means that's an eight, which means that's a six, which means that's a six, that's a six, that's a six. Okay, so eights helped out. That was kind of helped us open it up a little bit there. Um, what are we missing in this row? 2, 4, 7, 9. But look at this. There's a 4, 7, 2. So we know that has to be a 9 right there, which means that's a 9, which means that's a 9, which means one of those can be a 9. Okay, so that opened up a little bit. Okay, this row here, we have a single here. Let's make sure we're correct. 2, 3, 7, and we have a 3 and a 7. So yeah, that's definitely a 2. Anything else? Anything else obvious, I should say, jump out at us? 1, 3, 4. Just looking for pattern recognition here. Really, if you want to be a good Sudoku solver, it's really all about pattern recognition. And if you can do it quick, then you can get through these puzzles fairly well. If not, sometimes you do get hung up. So that's what I'm looking for now. Let's see. 157, 1357, 13737, 1378. No, 35, 8989. 231247. No, it's not gonna help. 2337. Anything? 2747457. Okay, I'm not seeing anything that jumps out at me right away. Again, like I say in every video, you're probably yelling at the screen if you're watching this. Um, and let's just take that anger out and just go ahead and like and subscribe. Then you can yell at me all you want at every video. That'd be nice, right? So let's try to do that maybe while I'm looking. Okay, let's just go back and see if there's any more patterns like the ones. Okay, well that's not a one for one because of that one. So that's not, that was mislabeled. That's my biggest problem. I mislabel stuff all the time. So let's see twos. Anything with the twos? Um, I see. Okay, so that's the only place a two can be in this entire line here. So we know that's not a two. Anything else? 14747. Let's see. This has a lot of possibilities here. I mean, I'm talking a ton just by the way these things are here. Um, but we will come back to it if we need to. God, they're just missing a couple key patterns here. It looks good. Twos look suspect. I'm probably missing something, like I said, but for right now, we'll come back to you twos. All right, let's go back to threes. Okay, threes. What's up with these two threes down here? Nothing. Nothing. Threes. Okay, God, there just looks like there's got to be something here. You can just tell after a while. That's kind of from experience, you can kind of start picking stuff out, but it's just not happening there for me right now. Fours. Okay, anything with the fours? No, 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 no. Nothing jumping out at me, unfortunately. Usually something is so obvious, but you're just not seeing it right away. Let's go to fives. Nope, nothing gonna be there. Sixes are done. Sevens. Anything with the sevens? Man, I'm just not seeing anything, unfortunately. It's like close, but no cigar. Let's see, eights. Eights. No. And nines. Absolutely not. Gosh, man. Actually, something's weird about, oh God. That's labeled an eight, and that's not an eight because of that other eight. That's what I'm talking about. Those are the ones that'll get you. And they're frustrating because it's such an easy find there, but you just overlook stuff like that sometimes. Two, three, let's see, what else? Four, seven, three, five, one, five, seven, one, three, five, seven. That didn't really help us though. I was hoping that we could that would help us with this 2-3-7 situation there, but it did not, unfortunately. So 2-3-7. Hmm. Let's just start back at the top, I guess, and see if we can. Oh, well, those ones make that not a one there. Does that do anything for us? Hell no. Oh, here we go. This is a XYZ wing. 3-4, 3-4-7. This is the pivot point, the 3-4-7 and 3-7. So what do they all, there's three numbers across three cells. And what that does is we can eliminate the three from anything that touches any three that touches all three of these, like this one, can be eliminated. Because if that were a three, let's just make it a three real quick, then that makes two numbers that have to go across three cells, and that's just not a possibility. So anyways, we can eliminate the three, which means that is a two. So that opens it up a little bit. Two, 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 three. Let me get rid of these markings. Um, four, four, four. So now we're just marking the singles that pop up. Singles in your area, please contact this Sudoku puzzle. 1, 1, 8. Okay, well that opened it up. That might have been literally what cracked the puzzle. A little premature still probably, but maybe we'll get lucky here. Sometimes that's all it takes, and then you're off to the races. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think we're gonna get lucky here, and that's gonna be what did the whole thing. Yeah, okay, gosh, dang, yeah. So it was just a mislabeled number. And that 8 got me, and that's what happens. You just have to make sure your markings are correct, but that will do it. We got under our 20-minute goal, and this Fiendish Friday Sudoku is done. All right, guys, have a great weekend. If you have any questions, again, comment below, and we can go over any of the logic I used, any of the annotations, and we can check it all out. So let me know what you think. Like and subscribe if you like this channel. It's brand new, so I appreciate any support that you can give me. Other than that, we'll see you next time. Thank you.